Hey guys, welcome to the video. If you're new to the channel, this is functional training. My background is in gymnastics training and Olympic weightlifting, but we focus on training that has crossover to all other physical activity. We are going back to our roots today and looking at some gymnastics type training for the straddle press to handstand or the Stalder press to handstand, which involves having straddle compression, the ability to fold in half. This skill is beneficial to all adults because it has carryover into things like jiu-jitsu, where it would be advantageous to be able to fold in half, and having that compression ability relieves a lot of stress from the lower back and the hamstrings, which could result in injury. So today we're looking at 10 exercises that will help get you towards that compression, and if you want to specialize into that Stalder press to handstand. Straddle Reaches. This exercise was one of the first exercises I did when I began my Stalder press journey. It looks simple, and it is. But a common error with this exercise, and the following two I'm going to mention, is you don't focus on a hamstring stretch. Rather, you focus on engaging the abdominals and hip flexors to actively pull you down to your leg. In a Stalder press, your legs are also locked straight, so make sure that you keep your quadriceps switched on the entire time. Pancake Pulse. These ballistic stretches were introduced to me by Tom Merrick, aka the Bodyweight Warrior, who in turn was introduced to this by Emmett Lewis through a video on Tom's YouTube channel, which is in the description. Here, I'm demonstrating 3 points for the stretch, the same points as the Straddle Reaches, which is over each leg and down the center. And again, with these pulses, follow the same cues as the reaches regarding what muscles to activate to initiate the movement. Straddle Leg Lifts. This move looks simple, but it's by far the most challenging of these first 3 exercises. The average person is going to struggle not to cramp up within the first few reps of this one. In saying that, this exercise also has the most benefits of the first 3, as it most directly tackles the mechanics of compression. It highlights the struggle that takes place when we attempt to coordinate lengthening the hamstrings and contracting the hip flexors without the quadriceps overexerting. So be patient with this and understand that with consistency, that's where you'll see that improvement. Progressing on this movement can involve holds, your back against the wall, or use ankle weights. Sliders. I think I'm on the precipice of being able to actually get something out of this one. Basically, you're on your toes on the slider and lifting your butt into the air, opening the shoulders and compressing the same way I've described in previous exercises. Legs locked straight, contracting the hip flexors and the abdominals to fold yourself at the top. Negatives. So I'm a big proponent of negatives. Basically, that means if you cannot perform a skill, do the reverse to build strength and control. So for example, if you cannot perform a pull-up, train towards it by holding yourself at the top of the bar and lowering yourself down. The Stalder press is no different. We can't Stalder press yet, but we can start in a handstand and reverse the position. Now I can't compress enough to sweep my legs through to Straddled Support, so I can raise the ground that I handstand on to allow me to go through the entire movement. Ideally, I'd still like to have my hands flat on the ground, but I only had parallettes with me to raise the surface here. I believe there's benefits to both partial and full negatives, but I'd recommend the raised ground for those further from Stalder press and the partial negative to those closer to Stalder and full compression where they might be able to sweep that through. Straddled Support holds. This position will need to be mastered before you can think of achieving the Stalder press. What I do is I use a band, like so, which allows me to spend time in the position. The best way is to use bands with less and less resistance to build up your strength in the hip flexors. As another option, you can not use a band, but raise the floor that your hands are on. The Stalder press with a wall assist. I'm not a massive fan of this one just yet. I think because I don't have the compression for this to be beneficial. What it does is remove the handstand component of the Stalder press and lets you work on the compression positions. Straddled Jefferson curls. I'm not a big fan of this one either. It's a move that's just not naturally clicked with me yet. It lengthens and strengthens the hamstrings, and again, you're actively pulling your torso down with the abdominals and hip flexors. But just because I've not found the holy grail with this exercise, it doesn't mean it won't work for you, so give it a try. As with the standard Jefferson, be very reserved with the weight that you use here. Leg lifts. These leg lifts, in the way I'm doing them here, are better described as a test of your compression ability as opposed to an exercise that will dramatically improve your compression. This is because it's so easy to cheat this movement with nothing behind you. It makes it easy just to lean back and compensate. Instead, try to do these on stall bars that keep your movement strict, and that's where you'll see progress. Finally, I got this exercise off of Instagram from Lauren Kennedy. Her Instagram is in the description. Basically, it's for people a bit closer to Stalder than I currently am. And there are some issues with getting in the position.
Do you want to get back over?
Nah, just can you like hold me so I can jump down? Because it's gonna fucking hurt. Take a bit of the weight. I'm gonna drop in 3, 2, 1.
But really, it can be worked out. And again, you can make it easier by raising the ground that you place your hands on. I don't think I'm showing this exercise in its best light, as I really do think this is a great exercise for those close to Stalder, and also those without a spotter or a training partner. So what you should do is follow my Instagram at the Tyson Edwards, and I'll make sure I post a better one as soon as possible.
Get the angle. Get the right angle, Kurt.
That's the video today, guys. Look at that. I'm actually doing a bench program at the moment, so let's hit me up if you want to know about that. If you got something out of this video, give it a like, subscribe if this is something that you're interested in, functional training that has carryover to all physical activity so you can move better in the world. Consider subscribing, share the video if you think someone else can benefit from it, and I will see you for the next one.